The truck market is a huge mess right now, and dealers are practically begging people to come out to their dealership and buy trucks and SUVs. Over the past few days, my TikTok feed has actually been flooded with salesmen from Ford dealerships.
If you buy a new F-150 right now, Ford does not care what your credit score is.
You guys know what Ford just announced? 3.9 for 60 months, 4.9 for 72 months for every person that's alive right now. Challenge credit, bad credit, it doesn't matter. 500 score, 600 score, 400 scores, it doesn't matter.
You heard that right. Ford dealerships are saying they will finance anyone regardless of your credit score. And that's some very dangerous territory that Ford Credit is about to walk into. We all know how that went back in 2008 with the housing crisis. People were getting loans that the banks knew they couldn't afford, and it eventually came crashing down. And now it could be happening all over again, starting with the pickup truck and the SUV market. And dealers are not just stopping there. I've also seen tons of videos from salesmen who are totally confused as to why their trucks are not selling.
Hey, can anybody tell me why this truck has not sold? It's a beautiful truck, one of a kind. I have it priced for $84,000. Let me show you why it's priced like that and tell me why it hasn't sold. Okay, so this one does have a custom wrap on it. It does have custom wheels and tires. It does have a Whipple supercharger with long tube headers from Velocity. 3.5 drop. It does have a custom leather interior right there. It does have the paint to match on the sides, back here in the back, and also back there in the back as well on the tailgate. Like I said, I had this one priced for $84,000. Why hasn't this one sold? Just hasn't found the right buyer. Is it the color? Is it the wheels? Let me know in the comments.
We've had this Super Duty on the lot for 212 days already. I'm gonna show you and you're gonna let me know why it hasn't sold yet. We have a 2025 F350 XLT with a Tremor package, brand new, black exterior, but maybe people aren't liking the Tremor package. Maybe that's why it hasn't sold yet. I'm starting to get mixed signals from it. It's got the 7.3 V8 engine, which is a gas engine. It's not diesel. Is that why it hasn't sold yet? Let's check out the interior. You got cloth interior, you got decent 12.5-inch touchscreen, heated seats, ton of space, massive console. You could pretty much fit a body in it. No sunroof. That may be why it hasn't sold yet. Would you want a sunroof in your work truck? It does have everybody's favorite feature, which is the step pad, so you can get in and out real easy. Sticker price is around $75,000. We had it discounted around $70, $71. We made him a good offer on it. He didn't take it, so I'm gonna discount the price online so other customers get that deal, taking it down to $69,000. Will that get this truck sold?
It's clear to you and me that price is the main problem. Just look at this F-150 Lariat right here, and it's $70,000. It's honestly really annoying. Are they just playing dumb to get attention? Or do they really not understand why these trucks are rotting on their lots?
Bro, the amount of car salesmen on this app that have to come on here and act shocked as to why they cannot sell cars when all of the comments are just because of the price. Like, it is literally just the price. Like, you'll see them pointing out like a brand new truck, and then the comments, you go to the comments immediately and it's because you're selling a $40,000 truck for $90,000, and that's why no one is buying it. And it's just been kind of insane, and to the point where, you know, I totaled my car a few months ago, and instead of going out and getting another new car, I said, no, like, screw that. I'm just going to buy like a cheap, shitty used car because I'm not going to pay these insane prices for a new car.
I'm here in beautiful Durango, Colorado, and I want to show you in this video exactly why some of these trucks are rotting on dealership lots. Now, dealerships actually had a good start to the first and second quarter of this year. Trucks were selling like hotcakes, they were flying off the shelves. But after summer and getting into fall, that story has completely flipped. As you can see here at this Ford dealership in Durango, they've got an entire row of F350 Super Duties here, and then it continues all along this row, and then they're stacked with F-150s right here, and there's even more F-150s on this other side over here, all along this row right here. And then of course they've got a row of SUVs, they've got some Lincolns all along here, and Expeditions right there. And the vehicles continue on an overflow lot all the way around here. And for a small dealership to be packed to the brim and even filled up on an overflow lot, that's a pretty big deal for Ford. And obviously it's not just the small locations that are overflowing with trucks and SUVs. Larger dealerships like the Ford dealership in Boise, Idaho, which I have in a ton of my other videos, that lot is the fullest I have ever seen since before 2020. I mean, they are jam-packed so full that when I went to try to find a parking spot last time, I could barely find a place to park my car. But I want to start at this Ford dealership and show you something crazy that I've never seen at any other Ford dealership in the entire country, and at least all the places that I've been to so far, and I've been to a lot of dealerships. I thought this was interesting. This entire row all the way back here, and then walking over to this row right here, every single one of these trucks is an F350 Super Duty. And this one's a Platinum, which is a pretty high trim level. It's actually pretty rare to see an F350 Super Duty on any Ford dealership lot, let alone 2 whole rows of F350 Super Duties. I don't know if this is just a Durango, Colorado thing to where maybe companies need these, but some of these trim levels are not any trim levels that like a corporation would buy. Let me show you what I mean. This right here is completely insane. It's got a winch, so that's pretty cool. But this is an F350 Super Duty Platinum trim level with this 6.7 liter Power Stroke turbo diesel. And not only is it a Platinum, it's also a Platinum trimmer, making this one of the highest spec trim levels of any truck that you can get. And because it's a high spec Platinum trimmer, the price is gonna blow your mind. It's completely insane. This is a brand new 2026 model 4x4 crew cab. It's $116,710. And you get some nice trim leather. So that's what you get for $116,000, $117,000. I'm not sure who this truck is for because this is insanely expensive and it's a trimmer, so it's more like an off-roady package. That's why it does have the winch right here. I guess if you want to show off and have the most expensive, biggest, baddest F350 that you can find, then you could get that right here. But like I said, most of these are not trim levels that would be at a job site. And I want to show you the difference between what a job site truck would look like and this truck for people with tiny wieners. So this is an F250, basic red, fake chrome on the front, steely tires, plastic trim here and here, and just about everywhere else. And it is an F250, not an F350. I want to see if I can find a 350 lower trim. But according to this sticker, this is $57,985. And as you can see here, look how faded the sticker is. It is extremely faded out from the sun. It's a 2025 model, and because of how faded this is, it's easy to tell that this has been here for a while. Because if you look at the sticker of this newer 2026 model, it's barely faded at all. Have you ever bought like a newer used vehicle, whether that's truck, car, SUV, anything like that, and it just came with like really terrible floor mats? Or you bought a used one and there's just either no floor mats, or also the floor mats are really worn out. A couple weeks ago, I got some really cool floor mats for my cousin's Ram truck over here, and that's where today's sponsor, LastFit, comes in. You can get premium quality floor mats at LastFit, designed for maximum interior protection, durability, and style. Their all-weather floor mats are custom fit to provide precise coverage for your car, truck, or even SUV. LastFit floor mats are made from this eco-friendly, odorless, and long-lasting TPE materials. So not only are they really strong, they're also very easy to clean. LastFit doesn't just sell floor mats, they also have bed liners as well. So like I said, it's been a couple weeks since my cousin put these LastFit floor mats in his truck, and I just want to show you how good they're holding up. Let's take a look. So we put them in his front seat here. They're just holding up really well. There's no dirt or anything. Like underneath here is just still super clean underneath the floor mat. Even close to the edge, you barely see anything. And then we also got a floor mat in the back seat, and he's got kids and they're younger, so they obviously make messes. But as you can see here on this back floor mat here, everything's still really clean. Obviously we got the footprints and dust and stuff here. But if you didn't have this floor mat, all of the dust and dirt you see on the bottom here would just be all over your carpet. And with this lip that goes over the side, it doesn't allow any dirt and stuff to get along this line and just fill this crack like normal. So that's a really cool feature that I love. And we didn't just stop at the interior, we also got a bed mat as well. And as you can see, we've got the full bed mat here, and you can see it's already got some scuffs here and some use and a little bit of dirt all over the back here. You can see how the dust and stuff is there. And the cool thing about having a bed mat is it keeps the interior of your truck bed a lot cleaner. You don't get the scuffs and scratches, and all that dirt just stays on top of this mat. And having this here just really helps protect it from the elements, from the weather, and from any kind of long-term damage that you would get in your truck bed. LastFit has mats for just about any car, truck, or SUV. So if you want to protect your vehicle from dirt and damage, then I highly recommend that you grab some floor mats or cargo area protection from LastFit. just click one of the links below in the description and grab a set for yourself. And make sure to use code AUGD1 at checkout for an 18% discount. Thanks to LastFit for sponsoring this video. Let's get back to it. And next to this red one is an F350 that is a lower trim level. And I want to show you that they do come down a little bit. And this is one of the lowest trim levels because it is an XLT. Just below that is XL, and I think just above the XLT is like an STX on the F-150s. And it is a 4x4, not the trimmer package. Still quite pricey. This is also a 2026 at $77,030. And as far as F350 Super Duties go, that one's 72. This one right here is 85,000, and it's actually a dually, so this thing is a freaking gigantic beast. This one is a 2025 model, so it's been here for a little bit. 86,635 is the MSRP. Right now they only have $1,000 off. And I talked to the salespeople at the front. They did say that their prices are non-negotiable, and I do know you can call around and find dealers that will negotiate with you a little bit more. Non-negotiable is a little bit silly, but I think because they're in Durango and competition is very far away, they can probably get away with that. But I want to move on and show you how stacked they are with F-150s right here at this dealership. They've got an entire row over here, and they do look to have some lower trim levels, like this STX here. The white and black, actually, I like. I don't like the chrome, so having black bumpers is pretty good in my book. This is a four-wheel drive. I want to see if it's a 2025 or 26 model, because the sales guy also said they're trying to really get rid of the 25s. This sticker shows 54,985, and it's the smaller 2.7 liter EcoBoost. And this one has a bit bigger of a discount, only $2,000, selling for $52,730. I find it interesting, depending on the market that you're in, how the prices can fluctuate. If you're in a larger market with a lot of competition, I usually find that the dealers have a lot larger discounts. At the dealership in Boise, Idaho, some of the trucks have over $8,000 off on 2025 F-150 models. So far, I see on this one with these F-150s, only about $2,000. This MSRP is $55,320, but they did add a leveling kit, the alignment, Falcon Wild Peak. So I don't really want to go into this one too much because they did some aftermarket mods on it. I do find interesting that even though there's $2,755 in mods, the MSRP is $55,320, and they're asking $55,825. So they're only asking $600 for these mods, which is not a bad deal, but you get nothing off of the MSRP. So for that truck, you're paying full price. And of course, the F-150s continue around this side, and then they go all the way back over here to the shop area. This trimmer, $67,195. This F-150 Lariat right here, it's a 2025 model. The MSRP is $80,000, and it does have the full hybrid system. Every time I see one of these hybrid F-150s, they are so much more money than the other models. They got it discounted by $1,000, so it's $79,830. I feel like they're not that desperate to get rid of trucks here, because in Idaho and in Texas, there's $5,000 to $8,000 off some of these trucks. I did find an XL model F-150, which is pretty much the lowest trim level that's available anywhere. And before any discounts, if you want to know what's the cheapest full-size four-door F-150 you can get, it's probably going to be this right here, and it doesn't get lower than this unless you maybe get a two-door. The sun is setting here, so it's a little hard to see, but this is a 2025 four-wheel drive still with the 3.5 liter, and it's $53,515. This one is discounted by $3,000. So they're asking $50,096. So as you can see, they still have a ton of 2025 models in the F-150. They've got a few 2026 F-350s. And if you're in Southern Colorado and you're watching this video, explain down in the comments why in Durango they have 2 full rows of F-350 Super Duties. And not only Super Duties, but high trim level Super Duties. Is that like a popular thing for the wealthy out here in Durango to buy the most expensive F-350? Tell me in the comments. Speaking of expensive F-150 trucks, we've got a Shelby F-150 right here. This thing is pretty cool looking, pretty quick, but it's also pretty expensive. Let me show you the price of that right here. This is a pretty popular truck. Sometimes they sit on the lot and sometimes they go pretty quick depending on the location. Surprisingly, if you're in Texas, these don't stay on the lot very long. They're pretty popular back in Texas. This is a prime example of having the wrong truck in the wrong place. This is a 2024 model. You've seen that right, a 2024 Shelby F-150 for $109,000. And now that's not the original MSRP. You can see the Shelby American sticker right here lists all the modifications above the base F-150, and the MSRP is $130,000. It's been sitting here so long, they've dropped it from $130,000 to $109,000. And I guarantee you, if this was in a different market like Texas, like Dallas, Houston, etc., that truck would probably be gone already. But apparently they don't buy Shelbys here, they buy Super Duties. This modified F-150 is even in a worse situation, which blows my mind. This F-150 has been on the lot for over 2.5 years. It's a special modified version called the Black Ops, and there's no original window sticker in it, but they do have a sticker on the front windshield. You can see here the Black Ops package added to this F-150. They're asking $108,990. It's been on this lot so long. As you can see here, it's a 2023 model, and they've dropped it all the way down to $83,579, and it's still here. So they've dropped it over $20,000, and people still aren't picking this thing up. Maybe one of the Ford dealers needs to do an "can you tell me why this is not selling" video, because tell me why this isn't selling. It's just not a good bang for your buck, because a lot of that stuff you could do on your own for half the price as far as mods go. And there's another one here called the Black Widow package. This is the same. This is also a 2023 that's been on the lot for a couple of years now, and I didn't expect to see this. I'm gonna say I'm pretty surprised. I thought, you know, we'd have some 24, 25 models sitting around. Never thought in my life I would see at a Ford dealership 2023 models still on the lot. And I'm curious to see if these Mavericks are new or in how long they've been on here. Mavericks usually sell pretty quick, because as far as like bang for your buck truck, this is one of them. We've got a couple of base models right here, and these are 2025 models, so they haven't been here very long. Mavericks usually don't sit around on lots for too long because they are lower priced. They do tend to sell pretty quick. This one is the 2025 XL all-wheel drive with the 2.5 liter hybrid engine, making it $32,855. And there's no discount, it's still $32,855. The story's a little bit different over here with this Ford Ranger, and it looks like they've got two of them right here, and then two Mavericks. They've got a Ranger over there that's modified that I want to show you too. But as far as this Ranger goes, there is a discount over MSRP. This is a 2025 4x4 with a 2.3 liter EcoBoost. They're asking $39,700 on MSRP, but there's a $2,000 discount, so you can see $37,765. The Rangers and Mavericks are pretty interesting because I never see big discounts on them, because they're always starting at a lower price anyways. The F-150s are the ones that have the huge discounts just because of how expensive the MSRPs start at now. I mean, this one right here is $79,830. I mean, just look at that sticker price. But I want to move on away from the F-150s for a minute. Actually, one more look at this Ranger. This one's got Falcon Wild Peaks on it, which is pretty cool. It is an XLT. I just want to see how much a modded Ranger is. This one also has a 2.3 liter EcoBoost. MSRP is $48,000. Mods around $3,842. So they're asking $49,695. So they're not charging the full amount for the mods, but you are paying full MSRP plus a couple grand more. I just want to show you something really cool that I saw at Ford. There's a used Mustang Dark Horse here in this really awesome blue color. I like just about everything in the Dark Horse. I still will stand by that I don't like the screens. And this one is $64,390. And I don't know if you can see through there, but it's a manual transmission. So whoever bought this Dark Horse Mustang originally did the right thing in buying a manual. Just thought that was cool. Thought you might want to see it. What do you think of the Dark Horse? Good? Bad? No? Let me know in the comments. Now I want to move away from the full-size trucks now, and we got to talk about the Bronco real quick. And I want to start by looking at this Raptor, because it's been a while since I've seen any kind of discounts on an F-150 Raptor. They did have like 4 or 5 grand off a few months ago before summer at the Ford dealership in Idaho. And I want to see if they have a discount now after summer. It's very, very dark because the sun is pretty much set. So I'm going to show you, I'll just tell you the MSRP. It's $82,675, and you can get $1,000 off, $81,675. I feel like they're not that desperate to sell some of these vehicles that they're sitting on for a while. I'm wondering if next month, which is tomorrow or a couple days from now, that'll change. But they really have a small selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. You can see there's only 3 of them here. A Bronco Raptor and then 2 regular Broncos here. There's an Outer Banks and a first edition Sasquatch. This is confused me for a minute. I thought this was a new first edition that was sitting on a lot that had never been sold. because it's a 2021, and it confused me for a minute. I thought that they've been sitting on that, which wouldn't make sense. But you can see right here, there's a certified used vehicle sticker. I was very confused for a moment. I thought they had a Ford Bronco still sitting here from 2021, which would have been insane. And just a quick note, this little Ford Escape, this is the last year for the Escape. It's not gonna be here anymore. You can say bye-bye to the Escape because the Bronco Sport is out selling it like crazy, and it doesn't make sense. They're priced pretty much the same. So why would you buy an Escape when you can get the Bronco Sport, which is honestly looks much better and it's probably more fun to drive. Now, speaking of automotive brands that are getting desperate to sell their stuff, I want to show you an automotive brand that is very, very desperate to sell their vehicles. Well, I want to show you that brand that's getting really desperate to sell their vehicles, and clearly this brand is more desperate than Ford because the discounts here are just staggering, and it's getting a little bit dark, and I've never filmed in this kind of low light before. So hopefully you can see it. I don't know if you can, but that brand is Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. And you can see the lot here. It's not as big as the lots that I'm normally going through. That's obviously because I'm still in Durango, Colorado, and I'm just driving from Idaho down to Texas for a while. But anyways, the discounts that I see at this dealership are completely insane. They're some of the highest that I've seen at any dealership, and they're doing one of my favorite things. They're putting the discounts for all the world to see on the window. And by the way, I've never seen these kind of discounts on this first vehicle I'm going to show you. The Jeep Grand Cherokee. I have never seen any discounts clearly labeled on a Jeep Grand Cherokee before, but we've got 3 right here, all with discounts. And they're all 2025 models. This Jeep is discounted $7,500 off MSRP. This one here, also $7,500 off the MSRP. And this one's even like a fancier 3-row. As you can see here, it's a 3-row Altitude. And I don't know if there's any point in trying to show you the window stickers because it's so dark right now. I mean, there's the moon. I don't know if you can read it, but I can't read it. The MSRP on this one is $48,430. And like I showed you, it has $7,500 off, bringing it to like $41,000. So you can actually get a fully loaded 3-row Grand Cherokee for like 41 grand. In today's market, that is unheard of for a full-size 3-row SUV, especially something as nice as a Grand Cherokee. But the discounts get even crazier when I move over to these Ram trucks. We've got a heavy-duty, full-size Ram pickup truck right here. The MSRP is $70,000, and the discounts in the window, and it's pretty crazy. This is a 2025 model, and you can get $10,000 off MSRP. But I found one even higher. This is a 1500 SST. This is one of the new 2025 models with the Hurricane twin turbo engine. And when dealers discount brand new vehicles, not like Christmas time or a New Year's sale or trying to get rid of old inventory, I'm talking about new vehicles, you know they're getting desperate. The MSRP on this is $63,415. It's too dark to do the zoom in the window thing like I normally do. And this is the highest discount I've seen marked on the window of any Ram truck. This Ram truck is $11,000 off MSRP, and it's a brand new 2025 model. One stipulation though is you must finance through the dealer. They're not going to give you that discount if you try to pay cash. Now, I wanted to check on these Jeep Rubicons and see if there's any discounts listed in the window. And right now, I don't see any discounts at all on these Jeep Wranglers. I know the dealership in Boise, Idaho does discount them, but I don't see any here at Jeep for these. This Jeep Wrangler right here, a 2025 Willys, you can get $8,500 off MSRP of this brand new Wrangler. This Gladiator Willys also has $8,000 off MSRP. I'm going to assume that just about every vehicle here has some sort of dollar amount off of MSRP. They just didn't write them in all the windows. If you notice right here, that all of these are on the very front row of the dealership, basically right in front of it. So they're just kind of showing off the most heavily discounted vehicles right up front, which is pretty smart actually. I mean, Chrysler's getting desperate too. This is the first time I've ever seen any of these Chrysler minivans with a discount. This one's $6,250 off MSRP. Funny enough, this one doesn't say must finance in the window. It was only this Ram truck here that had the must finance sign in the window. And if you're looking for one of the funnest SUVs you can buy, even though it's not like a Hellcat, this Dodge Durango right here, brand new 2025 model, $7,250 off MSRP. So it does look like Ram, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge is a little more serious about getting rid of all their extra inventory than Ford is right now, at least at these dealerships in Durango. Like I said, if you go to Texas or even in Boise, Idaho, there's like 8,000 off pickup trucks. So this market is just weird, depends on where you go. But anyways, it's getting a little bit too dark to film here. I just wanted to show you how crazy the discounts are at Ram compared to that Ford dealership out there. If you made it this far, please subscribe, hit that like button, and I'll see you in the next video.